We continue tracking breaking news tonight with several fires forcing evacuations. Good evening, I'm Chris Thomas.
I'm Laura Painter. Several large wildfires are keeping crews busy tonight. We start in Calaveras County. The Arrow Fire is burning just northwest of the town of Copperopolis. It started this afternoon. CAL FIRE says at least 5,000 acres are burned. There is no containment at this time.
Take a look. Evacuations have been ordered in zones around Highway 4 from the Calaveras County line to New Melones Lake. The zones marked in red mean an evacuation has been ordered. And keep in mind, this is a mandatory order to leave now. Now, the zones in yellow are facing an evacuation warning, but those who need more time to evacuate should also leave now. Meanwhile, ABC 10's Luke Clary is live in Calaveras County with more on those conditions. Luke, what's the latest tonight?
Hey, Chris. Yeah, we're standing here on Highway 4, which is very close to Copperopolis' town square. And the fire is burning very close to people's homes, people's businesses, and the other structures in this town. And we just don't know at this time. CAL FIRE says if there have been any structures damaged or destroyed in this fire. It's still too early. Their main priority right now is protecting people's lives and properties. Now, again, we're standing here on Highway 4, where, as you can see, CAL FIRE has stationed a number of resources. They have their engines here. There are crews out there in the fields as well, attacking the fire directly, and if I go ahead and show you some images from earlier throughout this firefight. I just want to tell you a little bit more about Highway 4 here. As we were making our way into the Copperopolis area from Stockton, we could see just a caravan of cars and trucks and people's individual cars and RVs and trucks carrying horse trailers and more, as people just made a mass exodus out of this area, honoring those evacuation orders in this area. There's also a much wider area of evacuation warnings as well, because this fire continues to burn through the night. If you want to go ahead and just bring it back out here to me live, again, we've seen crews of hand crews and these engines here stationed along Highway 4. They want to prevent the fire from jumping over Highway 4 and again threatening people's homes and businesses here in Copperopolis. But they've got their hands full. It's going to be a long night because the fight continues and into the evening and through to tomorrow. We're going to continue to monitor how things play out here. But for now, we'll go ahead and send it back to you. Reporting live here in Copperopolis, Luke Clary, ABC 10.
Luke, a very active scene there behind you, and it's good to hear that people are heeding those evacuation warnings. Take a look. The Red Cross and Calaveras County deputies have set up different evacuation centers. And the main one is the Valley Springs Veterans Hall on Pine Street in Valley Springs. Domestic animals like dogs and cats can be taken to the Veterans Hall as well. Livestock can be taken to the county fairgrounds. You heard Luke mention the livestock there in his live shot. That's located at 101 Frogtown in Angels Camp. Now, we have a QR code that you can scan when we have it on screen with your phone for the latest information and resources. And when you don't see that QR code, remember, you can always go to our website, abc10.com, for more information.
So let's bring in Brendan now. That smoke blowing across our area from multiple fires, a red flag warning still in effect. When are we going to see some relief?
Yeah, that's been the story all day long, right, Laura? You covered it all. The wind, the warm temperatures, the dry air, and the red flag warning, which basically warns of that fire danger. Relief is coming, but not immediate. We're going to have to go all night long with these conditions. North winds continue across the valley, even down in the San Joaquin Valley. I just checked the data. We're still seeing wind gusts in the area of the Arrow Fire of upwards of 20 miles per hour right now. And you combine that with relative humidity values that are in really the teens to about 25% in the area. We see 27% there in Jackson. Across the valley, looking at anywhere from about 20 to 35% relative humidity values. In a typical night, when we get the Delta breeze, we would expect these RH values to be closer to 50% if not higher. Now, taking a look at the cameras here from Alert California, it's kind of hard to see, but especially on the Starlight camera here in Tuolumne County, it just looks foggy almost. That's all smoke because this is actually looking from the south, looking into north towards the fire. So that smoke is coming towards the camera. We're looking into it. That's why that one looks particularly smoky there. But from the Fowler Peak camera and the Upper Bear camera in Calaveras County, you can kind of see the smoke along the horizon there. The plumes of smoke are not as large and impressive as they were earlier in the day, and that includes the Sites fire. But it is still producing smoke. These fires are still burning, so we're going to get some smoke into the valley as we go through the overnight hours because of those north winds. Most of that smoke will be from the Sites fire, some of it, though, coming from the Point fire in Sonoma as well. A little later in the show, I'll break down the timing of when that relief actually shows up. But again, we still have about 12 hours to go.
All right, good to know. Brendan, thank you. Tonight in Colusa County, the Sites fire has burned more than 2,500 acres. It started this afternoon around 1:30 near Sites, Ladoga Road and Stone Corral Avenue. Officials tell us the fire is being influenced by northerly winds. Areas to the south of the fire could be impacted by drifting smoke.
Well, it has been a busy day in the valley as well. A grass fire near the Sacramento rail yards threatened Old Sacramento today. Take a look. It blew a lot of smoke into downtown and all across I-5 right during the evening commute. The fire is now under control with no injuries or damage to report. That is the good news. The cause is under investigation, but Sac Fire says they did have 6 grass fires in the city today.
Today has been extremely busy and very taxing on our members. We started off this morning with a structure fire, and we've had multiple grass fires. All it takes is a small ember cast to fly over into someone's front yard or backyard, start that, dried up vegetation that they may have, and then it can get into fences, which then spreads to attics, which then spreads to the entire house.
On red flag warning days like today, he says the department front loads their assignments, meaning each call gets extra firefighters and equipment so crews can attack the flames quickly and respond to any of those spot fires that may start nearby.
Tonight, residents are returning to their homes after a wildfire tore through 900 acres in Sacramento County near Mather Airport. The fire, named the Excelsior Fire, destroyed outbuildings and cars, but thankfully, fire crews say homes were saved. The Greater Sacramento Muslim Cemetery was also spared.
And this fire threatened buildings in Manteca today. Police even put some people on standby just in case they had to evacuate. The fire was burning in the area of McKinley and Brunson. The McKinley off-ramp was also closed at one point because of zero visibility. And I want to tell you this, a person is now in custody accused of starting the Douglas fire in Sacramento County. Fire investigators say it started at a homeless encampment also near Mather Airport. The fire burned hundreds of acres, but crews were able to stop the flames at the corner of Kiefer and Sunrise Boulevard.
This is the time to think seriously about what you would need to grab if you just have minutes to evacuate from a fire. So remember the 6 P's: people and pets, important papers, prescriptions, pictures, personal computers, and plastic, which includes things like credit cards and ATM cards for cash. Now, our fire coverage will continue later in this newscast.